you know how I know that they're really pissed off at me? Is that Salon.com is doing a hit piece on me. I'm just going to tell everyone right now, expect a hit piece coming out of Salon.com on yours truly. And you know what was funny about it is I found out about this in the most haphazard of ways. Because, guys, breaking news, I just got a new fucking computer. And this thing is awesome. I got the most top of the line fucking MacBook Pro that I can possibly get. This thing is built like a tank. I don't have it set up yet, so we're still on my old computer for right now, but it's real close to being set up. And the reason that I found out about this hit piece is literally I was working on setting up my new computer because fun fact, there is a feature on Mac where you can migrate everything from your current computer over to your new computer. And I was like, should I just do that? And then I started the migration over onto the new computer. And do you guys know how many files it wanted to move from my old computer over to my new computer? Does anyone want to take a guess? I know this is an aside. Does anyone want to take a guess about how many files I have on my 5-year-old MacBook that it tried to migrate over to my new beautiful computer? 2 million. 2 million. It tried to migrate 2 million files. And I was like, cancel. I was like, I will start over from scratch. I will start over from scratch with this new beautiful computer. And so I was spending some time today setting up my new computer. See, now you guys know how hard I work. Literally tried to migrate 2 million files. So I was working on setting up my computer, and setting up my new computer required me to go into an old email account that I barely even use, because I have like 8 bajillion email accounts. And this is how we know the universe is winking at us, okay? Because when I went into my old email account that I barely use, right at the very top of that email account was an email from a Salon.com reporter. What are the chances? What are the chances that Salon.com would email me about doing a hit piece to an email account that I don't really use and haven't used in a long time? And I just happened to be setting up a new computer, so I just happened to see the email. And so I got an email from Russell here. I'm seeking a comment on your social media activity, specifically your posts related to Hitler and your comments expressing support for fascism. And so you know what Russell's doing, right? He's writing a hit piece about the Hitler went to heaven tweet that I sent 4 years ago, that if Russell had bothered to do the most basic bit of research, if Russell had acted like a journalist, he would have found any number of videos or posts I've made saying that I wasn't saying Hitler was a good person. I was saying that God loves everyone unconditionally, and that's why Hitler went to heaven. I literally wasn't even saying Hitler was a good person. If you look at the context of that whole tweet, I was saying that Hitler was a really bad person and God loves everyone unconditionally. So even the worst person in the history of the world would still go to heaven. Of course, Russell, because he's not a real journalist, didn't bother to do any of that. Russell, because he's not a real journalist, has not listened to any of the videos I've made talking about how, yes, I want to ban queer theory, Russell. Yeah, I will absolutely become fascist when it comes to queer theory in schools, teaching kids that gender is a spectrum, teaching kids that gender isn't real. I would like to burn all queer theory books in a massive fucking bonfire. I'm not kidding about that. I want to ban the teaching of queer theory. I want to ban the publication of any materials talking about queer theory. I want to jail anyone that teaches that shit to children, because you are emotionally abusing children when they are not old enough to defend themselves and they don't have the development of their brain to defend themselves. So 100% Russell, and had you bothered to look at any of the videos that I made on this, you wouldn't have needed to email me at an email account I don't even use to ask me for comment. But what Russell was really doing is Russell was trying to say that he emailed me and that I just didn't comment. He was trying to get the hit piece in under the wire, but I just literally happened to see the email. And so I responded to him. And then I gave Russell a little phone call because Russell gave me his phone number. And if Russell does what I think Russell is going to do, all you are going to get Russell's phone number as well. Isn't that going to be fun for him? Because I'm not backing down to these fucking journalists. So I gave Russell a little call. And the first thing I said to Russell was, Russell, what's your Twitter account and your Blue Sky account? I wish I had recorded this, but I was too busy doing other things, so I just didn't. But I actually just picked up the phone and called him. I said, Russell, what is your Twitter account and what is your Blue Sky account? He says, I'm not telling you that. And I was like, why the fuck should I even talk to you then? I don't even know who you are, Russell. You are the one emailing me, asking me to spend my time talking to you and giving you information that I've already put out on the internet for years and years and years. Why should I talk to you if you're not even going to give me any bona fides? I don't even know who the fuck I'm talking to right now. And Russell refused to do that. And then I made Russell call me Dr. Borysenko several times. And he kept trying to revert because I made him call me Dr. Borysenko once. And he said, Dr. Borysenko. And then he said, Karlyn, I'm just trying to. And I said, Russell, you will call me Dr. Borysenko. And then I berated him for another 10 minutes until he hung up on me. And it was so good. Victor was listening downstairs to this happening the whole time. Victor's like fucking cracking up. It felt so good. I worked out all the aggression I have with communists on this loser Salon.com reporter, but it didn't stop there because then I emailed Russell back just to document everything. And I will be documenting all communications with this asshole publicly because he's obviously and clearly writing a hit piece on me. So we give no quarter to loser socialist journalists that are trying to be distasteful. I'm doctor. Yeah, exactly. You know what is the use of having a PhD if we can't force people to call us doctor when they damn well fucking deserve it? So I emailed Russell back. You're feeling doctor today too? Yeah, every time you're feeling petty, you say, excuse me, that's doctor. People love it when you do that. So I emailed Russell back and I said, hey, Russell, great to talk to you today. When you write your little hit piece on me, you had better make sure you're not taking a single thing I've said out of context and that you avail yourself of all the public comments I've already made doing your own research. If you don't follow some pretty basic journalistic integrity guidelines, I will make you look like a fool with evidence that has been publicly available for years. Go be a real journalist. Do your research. We're watching. Sincerely, Dr. Borysenko, of course. And then we found Russell's Twitter profile, or should I say Mizakan found Russell's Twitter profile, which actually really wasn't that hard. And this is good because this gives us access to literally every single part of Russell's life and his political history. And look at this. Russell was retweeting Jacobin magazine, which to me tells me Russell is a fucking socialist because Jacobin is a socialist publication. It's a little bit more democratic socialist. It's not full revolutionary socialist. Jacobin, honestly, is kind of boring and milquetoast so far as socialists go, so I don't really cover it all that much. But oh, look at this. Russell Payne retweeting Jacobin magazine and Bernie Sanders. Oh my God, he's a leftist? You don't say. You don't say. So now we know what Russell looks like. This is what Russell looks like. Here he is. This is the guy writing the hit piece on me for Salon.com. Looks exactly like you would expect him to look, doesn't he? And what's great about this is we are going to now, if Russell dares publish anything on me, we are going to go through every single part of Russell's life. And Russell, I have a community of people that will help me do this, bro. You want to come at me? You want to write a little hit piece on me? You want to pretend that you can get ahead of me? We will go through every part of your life and every group you're affiliated with, and we will expose you for being a political shill with no intellectual integrity at all, and we'll make sure your accounts are all over the place. And Russell, I may have even secretly recorded you because Russell is from Brooklyn. Here's the other thing. Look at this. Russell's from Brooklyn. Isn't that a coincidence? Didn't I just go undercover with the New York anarchists like last weekend? Do you think Russell might be pissed off about the fact that I was on Fox News talking about going undercover with the New York anarchists? Do you think that might be what's going on here? Or is Russell pissed off about the fact that I got that Texas State University professor fired? Which is he pissed off about? We don't exactly know, but we're going to find out. So Russell, go ahead and write your hit piece, bro. Go ahead and write your hit piece. Anything you do to me will just make me more powerful. And we're going to go through every fucking part of your life, asshole. And we're going to find out exactly what groups you're associated with. And we're going to track down all your little communist friends. And we will expose your ass. We will go to whatever events that you are going to, and we will record you, and we will release that information to the public. And we will make sure that you guys are put on the spot just as much as you're trying to do to people like me. You know, Russell, I'm not afraid of your hit piece. I literally have had people talking about that 4-year-old Hitler tweet for years, bro. I'm not afraid of your hit piece. I'm not afraid of anything that you scrounge up from the bowels of the internet. You want to know why? Because I have for years been the target of smear campaigns. I've already been dragged through the mud ad nauseum. There is nothing that you can release on me that hasn't already been released to the public. There is nothing that you can say about me that my community doesn't already know. And there is nothing you can do to stop me from going to your events and recording your sorry communist asses and exposing you to the world. There's literally nothing you can do, Russell. I'm 100% independently funded by a community that supports my work, that knows exactly what I said about Hitler, that knows exactly what I said about fascism, that has seen everything in full context, and we will go after you. And don't think we won't make a sport of this. And don't think, Russell, once I decide to go after someone, I will go after them for fucking years. So you want to write your little hit piece? Go ahead, buddy boy. Go ahead. We'll see how that goes for you. You can go ahead. So that's what's going on. So we got to keep an eye on that Salon.com reporter.